Time to get live. It's time to represent.
Trying to show them what time
I'm
it
gonna come
is.
in with Johnny Cash. I mean Jason Cash. Johnny Cash.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah, no better feeling than getting money and staying true. Nobody gonna tell your story.
yes indeed, yes indeed. Back again, live from the den with Derek Host, Danny Crumble, the counselor.
D Green on purpose. We appreciate y'all rocking with us today, man. It's another Wednesday in the den. We like to call them West Coast Wednesdays. Just something that caught. But we appreciate y'all on this Wednesday evening, spending time with us live from the den. Y'all know, well, maybe you don't know. If this is your first time checking us out, again, we appreciate you being here. We are two best friends from Inglewood, California, who was
Yes,
so
sir.
inspired by everything that was happening around us and all the people that we met, that we actually decided to open up a space for Black men to connect with each other, to grow with each other, and to support each other. So we are proud founder and co-founder of the Giants Den. And we bring that game that exists in our private exclusive group. A lot of that game we bring to y'all, and we have conversations about it. So that's what our show is based off of.
Man, that was excellent. And I appreciate every moment of it because we get to have these experiences. We get to share these experiences, and then we get to take these experiences and bring them right to y'all directly to the people because we just trying to grow, we trying to ascend, and we trying to do this thing we call life the best way possible, man. How you feeling today?
Oh man, you want to do a pies?
Let's do a pies check-in. So if you don't know what pies check-in is, and feel free to jump in the chat to drop your pies check-in as well. So you spell out the word pies, and P is for physically, how you feeling. And we do this on a 1 through 5 scale. 1 through 5 scale. So 5 being the you feeling the best you felt, and 1 was like, I really ain't feeling it today. So we'll start with P, and then we go back and forth on each letter.
All right. So physically, I feel recommitted.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I feel recommitted. I'm pretty physically active. I work out every day. Really like the activity, but you know, I feel recommitted to having goals, right? Because working out at this point is kind of just a part of my life, my lifestyle, and it's not always to look a certain way or to do a certain thing. It's because it's a part of my day.
Right.
But I'm recommitting to goals as well to go along with my workout. So I feel like I'm at a 4 physically.
4 physically.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to agree. And just jump on the rating of that of a 4. I'm I feel invigorated. Approaching like my physical, and I mean like just connecting not only what I'm doing activity wise in the gym and just being physically active, but more so intentional about what I put in my body as well. So physically, I've been feeling the benefits of that. As far as like drinking more water, reducing less sugar, like things that I have full control over. Like I'm actually being intentional about those things. So my P is a 4 physically.
Yep.
So what we have next, sir?
Yep. So we doing the pause check in. P is for physical, I is for intellectually. Right. So I'll let you go first on this one, bro. How you feeling intellectually?
Intellectually, I feel I'm in a great space. I'll give it a 4 as well. I've been falling in love with gaining more knowledge. Like we have all sorts and types of entertainment. We can jump on YouTube and watch things to just fulfill us in a way that makes us laugh. We can watch sports, and that's an entertaining factor. But I've been really back into audiobooks. I've been back into, really falling in love with the process of like learning and getting smart again, in preparation for everything, but also just life in general. So intellectually, I'm at a 4.
Okay. Yeah, man. No, intellectually for me, there's seasons I go through.
Put you back in
Well,
there.
let me go. So there are seasons that I go through where like I'm just studying. I'm just downloading new programming all day. I'm like, all right, I need to become a student. And I feel like maybe within this last week or so, I've been coming out of that season and into a season of action and implementation. So I haven't been feeling as intellectually stimulated based off of like how I usually go about learning and like, challenging my own thoughts and stuff like that. And I just been feeling more like tunneled in. So I think intellectual, I'm like at a 3, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. At a 3. And so continuing along with pies, we're at the E. And E is for emotionally. How you feeling emotionally? And I'll let you tap in on that one too. Because I think that's almost not a direct tie-in, but definitely a correlation to how you could be feeling.
Yeah, emotionally, that's just deep, right? Because we all ebb and flow. So I think my most consistent emotion and not thought, right? Because oftentimes we think about emotions and it's like, oh, I think this, so but that's not how we feel.
Mhm.
I feel energetic. Like as a feel, I feel energetic, or somebody. I'm sorry, emotionally.
Mhm.
I feel like high energy. That's coming from like my soul type thing.
Mm.
I feel like I've been able to shake some demons that was trying to get on me, and I'm very proud of myself for watching how I've been showing up.
Right.
Haymaker in the demons, bam, watch out.
Mm.
One time, you know what I'm saying? So like when I'm observing myself do tough things, I'm like, ooh, I'm turning myself up on me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think emotionally, I feel very just very excited to see, myself show up in these spaces that I'm about to enter, that I'm already entering,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to continue to enter. So yeah, high energy, brother.
That's deep. Now, I appreciate that and I like that. And emotionally, I was trying to figure out all these words or these phrases. Like I'm juiced. Like I feel like you speak about the demons and Haymaker and those demons and just being in a space of battle. I was in a space of battle for a minute. And that self-reflection, that's just battling off the everyday presentations of life. And now, like in this current state, which I've been feeling for a minute, I feel juiced. Like I feel hyped. Like I'm emotionally hyped. I'm excited. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm emotionally like I'm just excited about what's next because I know I've been putting in some good work. I've been putting some good progress forward. I've been on this thing ascension. And now I feel like I'm ascending, like, just taking off in an air balloon. Like I ain't got all the way up there yet, but I'm actually, taking off. So yeah, that's where I'm at emotionally. Then last, what we got?
Before we get there, I wanted to say like real talk. If I wasn't feeling good emotionally, I would tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? Emotionally, I feel drained because I just wanted to give that context because so many times, you talk to people and everybody be like, oh, things are good, life is good, things are good. Like nothing's always good,
Right.
right? So like that's already a lie. But also, how can we give other people permission to share how they may really be feeling when we share how we are really feeling? So we definitely bring that here in our pies check-in. So thanks for that. The last one, so we did physically, how we feeling physically, how we feeling intellectually, how we feeling emotionally, and the last one is spiritually or spatially.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's always a choice of the person that's going. So that's you first on that one, bro.
Okay. I'm gonna go with spiritually. Um, Spiritually, I feel connected. I feel connected in a way that I probably never experienced for like a long period, of my life. Like, we go through this. We're fortunate enough to wake up every day, and you really only get one of these things. You get one of them, and I've been so connected now, which is allow me to move in a more swift way, in a more fearless way, in a way that is, opening doors that I didn't think. But I'm also trying more things because of it. I'm also, courageous enough to be disciplined enough to give that to myself, to be um not scared to ask questions or to ask for what I want, and so spiritually I feel connected. I feel good. I appreciate you sharing with our audience that these are authentic questions. It'll be we have another pie check-in. You don't know what it might be, so I'm grateful and I'm in a place of gratitude because I can answer like this and because I can feel good, answering these check-in questions.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah, man. Hey, let's again let's reset. So how often are you checking in with people in your family or you around people in your family? Y'all really don't know how each other's feeling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let me get a little background music for this one, D. Let me get a
yeah,
little back. Let me get the people something. I'm gonna go on this soapbox real quick.
yeah,
How often are we actually around our loved ones, around our family, around people who we care most about in the world, but all our conversations are superficial, right? We don't even know how somebody might be feeling physically, or we might know how they feel physically, but they don't feel good emotionally, right? They don't feel good in these other areas. Pies is a tool that we've used, super simple, kind of cheesy and all that, but it works to get to the layers, not all the layers, but a few of the layers that we all have. So if when you're checking in with your friends, you're checking in with your family members, feel free to use the pies check-in because it allows you to have real thoughtful conversations with folks.
absolutely. You still definitely have to answer the S,
Oh, the
but
S.
I appreciate all of that because
My bad.
no, we need those.
Yeah.
Those go along the topic of where we're going to eventually get to. Giant gyms.
Word.
That's a gym. That's a household gym that you can utilize. A check-in. I had this thing now. I'll be late for it tonight, obviously because of the show, but I'll still find my way. The consistency of call it 10 minutes of success, 10 minutes slash 10 minutes of gratitude, where everyone in the house at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., we hug, we circle up, and we go around for 10 minutes saying what we're grateful for and what we're thankful for
Wow.
and things that we want to get better at. And since we've been doing this, we've been a happier bunch.
Wow.
Just only 10 minutes to leave space and autonomy to get off what you want in your chest. Maybe you're not grateful for something. And that way, that leaves an invitation for conversation that's real. We talk about a kid, a woman, and a man with all different lives and perspectives. We don't know what's cracking, but that's our opportunity there to check in. So please utilize pies as a resource for you, your friends, your family. But yeah, brother, I want to hear about your
On my S.
your
I still got
S.
to go on my S. Let me.
He's S.
Oh man, let me go on my S. Ooh, it's light up in here. It's right up in here. Um, my S. I'm man. It's so interesting. So I've been asking myself this question for years, but I know I got a clue. You know what I mean? I got a clue of what's going on. Like I am somebody who has a high risk tolerance. I do shit that most people won't do if they life depended on it. Well, when they life do depend on it, they decide to go another route. I don't do it
Mhm.
because there's like a connection, I believe, and it's not no holier than thou type thing. That's like I'm just very clear when God speaks, I know.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know that that's not me. I know that's not like the 33 years worth of conditioning that has been placed on me based off of my upbringing, my experiences, and my childhood, whatever. I know with the difference between that dude who is me and then the God when God speaks. So I've definitely been feeling like I hear the clarity in the directions a lot more, and I've been holding my I've been holding the pose, as I like to call it, but really just uh understanding that faith and fear can exist at the same time and really leaning in on faith and lining everything up with what it means to be faithful, right? Not being able to see but still believing. And I've been on that, man. So I
Ooh.
feel like I'm very there's a the more I take care of my body, the more I take care of my like what I put in my body,
Yeah.
what I'm consuming through media, whatever. That voice meditation. Shout out to Beware in our 5:15 a.m. call this morning. He talked about the power of meditation and spirituality. But like that allows me to be able to hear more clearly things that I should do. So yeah, I just feel like I'm there, man. I'm at a 5 with my S.
Yes. I appreciate that. I appreciate both of us being in a space where we can share a space that is important to us, and we're also able to drop a modality that should help a lot of people utilizing this, on a consistent basis, consistent enough to really check in like that. And I hope we get to stay at these averages, bro. You talked earlier about your you fighting and swinging off the demons or the energy. Let's just say the energy. You know, the energy that presents negativity, the energy that presents uncertainty or these things, and it's clouded this. But then you tap back in, like I'm so connected that I'm able to overcome those things. I believe it. And please introduce the giant gems. Um, for the audience. But I believe that the one that we're going to talk about is a resource to be able to that's helpful to move past those things that present, obstacles. Because some people may not be in a place like that where they like, man, I see this. I have the wherewithal, the energy, and the courage and the confidence and everything you may need to overcome and pass through, bro. But um, I'm curious to hear the giant gem and how it may have a correlation to those energies that we talked about.
Yeah, so this is our first time actually talking about giant gems publicly, right? And giant gems are gems that have played major roles, like right, like nuggets of wisdom
Mm.
that have like played huge roles in like our perspectives, our mindsets, and our behaviors. So it might be a lyric from a song, it might be something that an OG said, it might be something that one of us said, it might be something that we read, but it really stood out. So this one that we're gonna give y'all, this giant gem, and we'll give y'all a giant gem each time. These are giant gems, man. These ain't just small nuggets, and we'll elaborate more. But this one is Run with the Runners.
Mm.
Run with the Runners.
Run with the runners.
Like that's the giant gem. And I want to talk about, between us in discussion, what it means to you, not even what it means to you, like what does it mean? And I want to have the conversation of like, because I'm not someone who's gonna like, man, time is valuable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Get
People
one of
die.
these.
Like I know so many people who I was talking to 1 minute, that same day they died.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't really take it's an acquired taste to get feedback or information that don't sit right with you because it feels convicting. I don't care if it feels convicting if it's something that's gonna grow you or grow me. So Run with the Runners. I want to talk about what it means. Yes, we know the positive, beautiful stuff of running with the runners.
Right.
But what's the side of what does it take to run with the runners?
Mm.
You know what I mean? What does it take to be a runner? What does it take to run with the runners? And are you walking right now? You know what I'm saying? So I want to go through those different layers, but yeah,
No,
man,
I
that's
like
the
that.
giant
And
gem, bro.
I definitely like that and appreciate the introduction of the giant gem. And in this segment, this part of the show, we want like, real heavy listen. Like, because I think we're gonna be talking heavy and being able to share perspectives in such an amazing way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say this comment and I'm gonna pass it back to you just to start with just the overall perspective and idea of what the runners is, because we got to break down the concept and then we'll layer it in a way
Okay.
of like how showing that ain't. And the comment is, I wouldn't be me without this. I'm looking at myself on the camera, and please tap into our YouTube as well. These shows are connected to our YouTube. I open one button and I turn into a host to an R&B singer. This is this is hilarious because it ain't so
Tank R&B
yeah,
money in here.
Oh my god, that's hilarious that you could do that in one button. But Run with the Runners, bro.
Yeah, man. Run with the Runners, man. Nah, keep it on you, D. Yeah, keep it on you, man. Yeah, Run with the Runners. Essentially, man, it's like if the story goes, if you were running, Danny did the marathon last year, you know what I'm saying? Or this year did the marathon. You and Q did the marathon. Y'all training for the marathon. This is 26.5 miles? 26, 20, yep, 20, 20,
26.2.
26.2 miles, right? That's a long time. But to train for said run, y'all would run together, right? Y'all didn't invite nobody walking. You didn't go just choose any Joe Schmo on the street and say, hey, do you want to train for this marathon with me? You chose other people who are also training for a marathon because you train different. What does it look like to train with somebody who has who don't have a big goal like completing a marathon, which is on so many people's bucket list? You know what I'm saying? Like that's ridiculous because if you're running with, let's say, a loved one, and you tell a loved one says, I might run, I might not. And you say, I'm definitely running the marathon in November or in March or whenever it is. And you say, no, for sure running it. And they say, and you convince them to come on this run with you.
Yeah.
And now you miles in and they are miles back. You got two choices. You can stop your run.
Mm-hmm.
You can wait on them, or you can go way back and try to have them get on your pace, but you're not running. If you want to get the best time, if you actually want to complete this, you need to be running with people who are also running. So when we talk about it, it's like, that's what we do in a Giants Den. We are connecting with other leaders. We're connecting with other folks who have ambition, who have a drive, who's going somewhere.
Because it keeps you sharp, it keeps you engaged. If you reflecting back on the pies check-in, if you're all those things and your averages are up and you feeling good and you see somebody that is moving, it's inspiring. It's inspiring for you, and you got the capabilities to do it too. I want to jump in and just correlate like that. I'm reflected back on being at the actual marathon. And so for the first 13 miles, let's say half of the marathon, me and Keith ran together. We got to a point where we realized like he needed to stop. He like, if I don't stop now, I would stop all day. Like I ain't gonna be able to go again. In my perspective was like, well, if I don't keep going, my legs gonna lock up. I ain't gonna be able to keep going. But we was able to then pace each other, knowing that we've already proven enough that we was gonna finish this thing. So then we developed a trust in it. When you're running with the runners, there's an inspiration and there's a trust to know that I'm gonna keep moving to this goal.
There's an inspiration that comes from the group just running.
Come on, man.
It's accountability in that. You know what I'm saying? There's accountability. If you not, let's say if you running with the pack and all of a sudden you fall all the way to the back, somebody gonna, you know what I mean? Hey, you got to keep up with the pace of the pack, or you're gonna get left. And that's an accountability. We not about to just stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, so you got to do your own training. You got to, like, before you link up with Keith, and I know y'all ran with a few guys out there.
Yep. Shout out Mike Kell.
And shout out Mike Kell. It was still individual. It was an individual achievement. You had to still put that work in when you wasn't working with them. And a lot of people, when we look at where we are now with like business, and we look at health, and we look at people who trying to have healthy relationships and good families, and people who are trying to stay out of prison, what I'm saying? Like whatever your thing is, you need to be connecting with people who are also trying to do that thing. Why what are we talking about? Because now the conversation is different between you and Keith. I didn't run the marathon, so we're gonna stay true to this example. Y'all could talk about experiences that I have no, like when you talk about, you could, your legs start locking up at this point, bro. I have no idea. So you got to talk to other people who also ran a marathon. So they'll be like, yep, that's when you really want to, get your gummy bears or drink your water or whatever that information is. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that is a really important piece. You have to run your own race, but also find other people who are running their race.
Right.
And they have a big goal ahead of them. But what are you doing individually, independently? You know what I'm saying? That's really helping, the whole group. So running with the runners is definitely that.
The accountability, and that accountability then presents a responsibility to yourself. Like you said, you have to get started first. You have to even realize, you have to even come to the point where you realize I can run with the runners. I have the ability to run with the runners. I am inspired, and I trust that I can be a contributor to this space. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to continue to motivate each other to get to the front. It's so important for you to surround yourself with other people that have similar ideology when it comes to being in this energy of ascension. Like, if you're not moving, if you like come to a halt, like if you surround yourself with people that they not moving, you're not gonna move. I don't even know how, because we talk about run with the runners. We gave like our the concept essentially. Now it's like the layers to it. Like this is just real. Like, stop having an expectation First of all, stop hating on the runners.
Oh, but ooh,
Stop hating on the runners because you got 2 legs too. You just choose not to run. And whatever that thing is, you choosing not to do it. So first and foremost, leave it alone if you ain't gonna mess with it. Secondly, it should be at a point where you can reflect on your powers and say, I'm inspired at that thing because it's moving, it's growing.
and let's give some real. If you can give some real color into that too, because I don't want them to miss the points that you dropping in there, bro. If you can give some real, like, cause we use an analogy of running. What might this look like, in a different example?
Man, a different example, if you know you are in a space where you trying to, let's say you trying to start a business. Everybody started their business, right? You get information on how to develop an LLC. You get information on revenue, but these things take conversation. These things take time. These things take intention. Somebody may be moving with this. They have the same time as you. They move in a different frequency and a different energy. Y'all may have even started together like, man, I want an LLC. I want to start a business. You didn't run. This person started running. They have a business that's generating and creating revenue. You just still trying to figure out how to have an LLC. In that gap, because if you would have kept running with the person, it would have been inspiration to keep moving in that direction. But since you stopped or didn't move and that person kept running, now you're looking at them saying, damn, why they so much ahead? Or they think they did this or that because they running. Yeah, I thought we was running together, bro. Honestly, now that I'm so far ahead, there's no way I can turn back around. It don't make sense for me to turn back around.
Resentment sinks in when you ain't running.
Come on, man.
Ooh, so that was a great example because there's so many, bro. That's a great example. Let's give a hand clap to that, man.
Hey. I rolled button, but we got the right one on there, baby. Engineering this thing. We got about 20 seconds. Go ahead and wrap up.
No, man. Yeah, run with the runners. Run with the runners. It's resentment that builds when you feel like other people are running too fast and you haven't been training for your own race. You might be resentful to how far ahead they get. But we're gonna talk more on this when we come back from the break. Y'all stay right there.
Only on TGN Latinx.
Are you happy with your life, money, career, or relationships? Most people are frustrated with how life is evolving around them. What if you could change one thing to turn your life into a different direction? Would you want the insight? How could you transform your life with intuitive awareness? Learn more. Get answers today. Book a free discovery session with Coach Zena, intuitive transformational practitioner. Go to www.coachzena.com or follow on Instagram, coach.askzena.
It's Keith Good News here, telling and reminding y'all to make sure you listen to Top of the Morning every Monday and Wednesday to get your morning started off right. 9 a.m. on TGN Talk. Don't miss it. Don't be late. It's for the above average only. Hey, Jackie, what's wrong?
I'm over here running around trying to tell everybody about the Podcast Pit.
What's the Podcast Pit?
I'm glad you asked. The Podcast Pit is an event where you will find some of your favorite podcasts performing in front of a live audience.
Will there be food and drinks there?
Of course there will be. It's at Joxer Dailies in Culver City. They have a full bar and a full menu.
Hey, I may need to tell people about this as well.
Yes, come with me. Let's tell them. The Podcast Pit is coming. The Podcast
Pit is coming. Hey, what's up, business owners? Are you looking to business a step forward? Are you looking for more people to know what you have to offer? You are in luck. The Good News Radio has a special deal for you right now. You can get a commercial slot 4 times a day, every day for a month. If you are interested, email contact@tgnradio.net for more information.
What's up? It's Brandon from the Primos Chilos radio show. Are you tired of filthy, lowbrow, scummy entertainment? Well, I don't have the solution for you. Check out the Primos Chilos radio show, live Thursdays at 12 on TGN Latinx.
It's back, Jax. Have you heard? It's back.
Michael, what are you talking about? What's back?
The podcast pit. It is returning Monday, May 23rd. Brand new venue.
Oh my God, the podcast pit is back. Exciting. Where's it at?
It's going to be at Jox's Daily at 7:30 p.m.
I know where that's at. That's at 11168 Washington Boulevard in Culver City.
So, Jax, will I see you there?
Oh, you know it, baby.
What up, what up, what up? It's Jay Pinkay from Limelight Live. Make sure you catch us every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern on TG.
Yo, what's up? This is Rick.
What up, what up, what up? It's Jay Pinkay from Limelight Live. Make sure you catch us.
What up? What up? What up?
It's
Live
the
from the
Kidnappers
dead.
If you from LA, man, we got a few classic movies. It's the Kidnappers again. If you know that movie, man, let us know. Drop it in the chat, and we'll get your prize for you.
Absolutely.
You don't know what it is.
That might be something though, because
Yeah.
coming from LA Coach, you know all the movies, so you reference the movies, and if you like you know. Yeah. And we might have have like a random movie line that we might drop. You know what I'm saying? And just tap in.
Yeah, man. So we want to go back. So right before the break, we were talking about running with the runners. We gave a whole analogy of the running. Then Danny, you shared the example of somebody, both people wanting to start a business, somebody actually going and actually establishing an LLC and a business and the money generating stage of that business. But the other person could be in a space of resentment and hate toward this person because they stopped running at a point. Because they didn't get the information. That's what I was in share. Like, hating, man, a hater never thinks they're hated. I think that's really important. Man. Like, because there's at least one person who's listening to this we have all hated. I don't care what at some point, and you justify to yourself why it wasn't hating. Oh, no, that ain't hating. I'm just saying, I'm not hating. I got more. No, hating is hating. But a hater is always going to be justified to themselves if they're hating. So let's say if that person who is frustrated at this other person for, or like talking behind their back, or I thought we was running together, but this person that went to go do X, Y, and Z, you have, like you said, you got two legs. You also have the opportunity to study, to learn,
right,
to execute, and it don't take $1 million on every idea, right? It's not because somebody had X, Y, and Z that made it happen. Sometimes it just had the will to do it. We all could run a marathon who's physically able to, you know what I'm saying, or at least train for one, because we all got an outside and we all got legs. You know what I'm saying? You got an outside?
Yeah,
because you don't need no track, you don't need no special gym.
Tools.
Yeah,
you have the ability to put forth effort in order to obtain the things that you're looking to obtain, and that's just the point of it. And so when we talk about, like you said, everybody hated before, and I just think that's one of the things where some people are just like, they like talking bad about people. They like hating people, not hating people. They like hating on people. That's just some things, but some people may
the player haters ball.
You may be mindlessly doing it though, because it's like, I want to be inspired, but I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
nah, man. Can you give me more on that? Because I'm like, man, I don't want to give the haters too much credit. Because you're the counselor, so I know we think about, like, we try to think of the other side. Right. But to a hater, do you think they be saying like, man, I really want to be like this person? But that's what it is.
Yeah, but I already gave you, it wasn't even a disclaimer. I already said, like, a hater go hate. There's some people that choose to hate all day, and they know that. I think it's some people that don't know that they hate. You know what I'm saying? And then when they realize, like, oh man, I didn't know how to interpret. Like, I just wanted this, but I just didn't know how to get it. You're still hating, but I'm glad you woke up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm glad, because, and what that looks like, more context is, if somebody didn't ran, they marathon, or they running a marathon, and you like, man, I'm about to give up, and you look up, and you like, damn, they about to finish, and your energy want to go towards being mad at that they finished, opposed to being inspired that they finished, that you had a visual that you can complete it too.
Yeah.
And so if you on mile 17 and you keep, I stopped first. We go back to the real marathon. He stopped at 13. I kept going, and it was a point where I had to stop. Then he had to stop. I had to stop, and then he's like, you know what? I'm gonna put the drive in, and I'm gonna just punch it. And I'm like, bro, go ahead, brother. It's about the craziest decision I didn't make. But I knew there was a finish line, and I knew once I seen him, we were parallel, but he was on Mile 22, I was on 20. We had to cross and see each other. I could have easily crossed over and been on my friend. Literally nothing stopping me because we going around a loop. Nothing stopping me from just going over there. And it was just like that integrity that we talked about, that run with the run. Like, bro, you hit this mile, I'm gonna hit the mile. I could have took 3 steps and been where he was. I would have missed out on the rest of that. And when I wouldn't have been able to say I ran a marathon. So I'm saying when you running with the runners, there's a way to be inspired for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you've already developed some kind of trust within your group to say that I gave it what I got effort-wise. Now, if something happened, or you blow a hamstring along the way, or like, like that's, life analogies and correlations. Some things may happen. You can continue. That's what I'm saying. I walked sometimes, but I didn't stop. And that's what I think is important. When you running with the runners, you can slow down. Well, man, we gotta stop stopping. We gotta stop stopping because it's frustrating, or you feel like that demon is unbeatable, or you feel like you hitting a place where it's tough now. Yeah, it's gonna get tough. How you think you gonna prove to yourself? You think you got God within you? How you think you gonna prove to yourself, or how like the universe is gonna conspire with you if you can't even trust yourself to do what you say you was gonna do?
Yo, so many people don't think of this. You know what I mean? Like, because I think about how, like, bro, that drive, that inspiration that comes from, seeing somebody else finish. You like, all right, I'm about to, you know what I mean? Now I'm up next. You know what I'm saying? I'm inspired. It gave me that little bit of push that I needed, or having integrity so that you can look at yourself afterwards and say, I really did the marathon. I ain't do a marathon that I gotta feel like I'm hiding something about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the integrity, everybody don't got that, right? Everybody just don't, and I don't know why. It's just everybody don't have those same standards. Everybody don't think that they have they have God-like ability within themselves. You know what I mean? Everybody don't think that they have a great. So I know, because I've met, obviously y'all have too, right? Met people who might fall in those categories, but like there is
preacher.
Oh yeah, you got the pastor towel, got the dead Lord towel. No, so running with the runners, and I know we're using the actual marathon example. So just to stay here for a second, I would also think that being out there with thousands of people running was somewhat of a motivator, and then the people on the side cheering at certain parts was somewhat of a motivator. Was that the case?
It was the case. Yes, it was one of the biggest factors when you are shit on your luck. You know what I'm saying? Because we correlating this to life. We running on this marathon, but you shit on your luck because you at mile 18. You just ask yourself, why am I doing this dumb? That's what I asked myself. Why am I doing this dumb shit?
Mm-hmm.
But when you could look to the side and somebody clapping, like, this is why you're doing it. You're doing it to inspire me. You're doing it to finish with them because you actually got up and you decided you wanted to go this route. So here now your proverbial angels, you know what I'm saying? The energy in the essence of you finishing, like that was I couldn't imagine me finish. I wouldn't have ran no 26 if it wasn't the motivation around me, running with the runners and the guidance that you would need in order to complete a goal or get to a finish line. Man, please, I would have stopped at 8.
What does it look like for somebody who is listening right now?
Yes.
Listening right now, who think they running with the runners? How do you know if you running with the runners or if you walking with the walkers? You know what I'm saying? Are you crawling with the crawlers? Are you sitting with the sitters? You know what I'm saying? Are you sleep with the sleepers? You feel me? I can go all day.
No,
you know what I mean? Are you dreaming with the dreamers? Because like there are certain people who like a marathon, the way you train for a marathon is different. You feel me? Like that's a whole different thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what if somebody think they running because they doing, they are running. You know what I'm saying? They running to the mailbox and back. And everybody running to the mailbox and back. And that's all I'm just using an example, but when we talk about the runners in life, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like, how are we qualifying folks who are running, and how are we helping our listeners to discern whether or not they are running or in fact they are bullshitting? You know what I'm saying?
If we just use the analogy, removing the marathon, like you running, right? We had this term growing up. Like if you was running and you was gone, we used to say you boning out. Like how you know if he boning out. Like,
yeah, like he
I mean, you
boned out.
taking your socks off in the street and you got them wheels.
Yeah.
It's the energy behind that. Correlating it back to the pies check-in. If you check in with yourself, this is a practice in the modality that you can use with other people, but you also can use it with yourself. You said talking about the God energy. That's when you look in the mirror. That's when you say that's the God in you. When you check in, you say physically how I'm feeling. If you're feeling like a 1, intellectually how I'm feeling like a 1. In emotionally, spiritually. And if those numbers don't average out to how you obviously you feel good, you failing. There's no way you can run with the runners if you ain't checking in with yourself, because you ain't start training, you ain't got off your couch yet. You haven't done the prerequisite work that is required in order to run with the runners.
Hey, dude, not to cut the wisdom, I wanted to add in there are people who lie to themselves and they would check in with themselves and say, I feel great.
And that's why
they got high blood pressure, high cholesterol, they can't see out one eye and they get dizzy when they come from tying their shoe. So I just wanted to point out the fact of like the honesty that has to also be a part of like even checking in with ourselves and like how we just got to be honest with ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I have to be honest with myself a million times, even to this day. We are not out the woods. Please believe me. There was times where I had to tell myself, bro, you ain't got no money. Hold on, bro. Hey, whoa. You actually, this is all a facade. You ain't got no money. Hey, yo, baby boy. This is what I tell my yo, baby boy. You ain't got no money. You broke, nigga. You need to realize that so you cannot be broke. But if you keep being out here broke and acting like you're not, you're gonna be broke your whole life. So I had that type of realization with myself. And once you accept it, somebody might say, and this is, I'm all about empathy and respect. I swear, if you know me, you know it's true. And I'm about real. Somebody might say, you fat.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is, that's not their place to tell you. That could have hurt your feelings and it was mean and it was uncalled for, but that doesn't mean that you ain't fat. You know what I mean? And this is coming from somebody who's still, this is like what I'm talking about me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that could be fuel or that could be the thing that now like deters you from working on it. But you got to be honest with you. If you've already identified these things about yourself, it don't matter what nobody else say. You already working on your areas that you're trying to grow in. So don't hate on the people that's running. Also understand that there are people who've been training for running longer than you. There are people who've been doing business longer than you. There's people who've been working on a certain craft in the industry longer than you. Whatever. Be okay with being a rookie. Be okay with learning. Be okay with being a student and not the best off the rip at something. And with that type of conviction, you don't go to hating. You're not thinking about hating on nobody. You're thinking about getting yourself right. And by getting yourself right, you become a runner. And guess who you start to attract? The other runners. But if you're out here faking the phone, you know what I'm saying, not being rich yourself because you don't hurt your own feelings, you're going to be walking thinking you're running.
I let that marinate and do what it do because you drop so much in there. I want to start at the fact that you got to be honest and real with yourself, man. I'm broke, right? And if we bring that analogy and that correlation back once again to this marathon, you said you had to tell yourself first. Let me be real. I don't have as much money as I would like.
Nah, I'm broke.
I'm broke. Okay.
I still ain't got enough money. I'm like,
right.
Yeah, not to take away. Yeah, sorry, brother.
No. So I try to like remove some of the,
yeah,
the energies out of the words. Right. And so, right, you there. And so we talked about earlier, like, how was it to have people around you that help inspire that inspiration?
Oh, yeah.
But you had to be real with yourself in order to get that. So just imagine if this marathon was on a road to whatever you feel like not being broke is. But on your route, the people that are supposed to be encouraging you, they booing you. Like I can imagine being out on that marathon running, everybody like, boo, you ain't gonna finish you. It would have took something out of you.
crowd full of people.
A crowd
bored.
full of negative people, right? That space it wasn't conducive and designed to that. So I'm just saying most times, or through my experiences, where you are real first, and then you face whatever you need to face for the prerequisite, then you start moving. Those things that you feel like, if somebody like, oh, you broke, you gonna stay broke. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, because you haven't, from my experience, you haven't done nothing to prove to yourself first, to trust yourself first, in order for somebody else to even trust you, to encourage you, to put them batteries behind you to think that you're gonna finish.
Bro, you hit an excellent point. Let's give it up, man. Let's hold on that. One time for Danny the Counselor, man. So look, you hit a point. You hit it, man. It's so important to point out. If you it's so important to point out, so much so that I need you to remind me of the last thing you just said to jog my memory.
Man, I think the last thing I can remember saying is the fact that those people on the marathon that was out there encouraged you, they could have booed you, right? But you being honest with yourself allows the energy in the space for it to open up, and then these people are your encouragers. So I can imagine on this marathon to life and to the money or to not being broke, it attracting in a different way, because it's not gonna work. And typically it doesn't work, not in your favor, if you're doing the things that you need to be doing to run with the runners.
And there we go. So when you're doing the things that you need to be doing, you're seeking knowledge, you're seeking new skills, you're seeking new information and new experiences. Guess who else is a part of that company? Other people who are seeking that information, seeking that knowledge, seeking those skills, seeking those experiences. So if you meet somebody on the airplane on an international trip who's from America, y'all got something in common. You know what I'm saying? We are traveling. Now, we don't know how far. I don't know if this is your first time traveling or you traveled a million times before. All I know is we have there's a similarity. I'm finding other travelers through traveling. I'm fine. You know what I mean? I'm finding other people who care about their wellness as I am like working on my wellness. I'm working on my, let's say grooming and style. And I'm going to get certain pieces of articles of clothing, or let's say certain colognes, or whatever it might have. I'm going to run into people in that section of the store or in those stores who are also prioritizing those things, or who care about those things. And that's what I'm saying. Like when you are doing those things that you are just committed to make yourself better, you're going to look around. There's going to be other people there who are on that same thing. But you can dream about it all day. You can think about it all day. If you don't take no action, there we go. If you don't take no action, it don't matter. Oh man, how many people like want to have the best body, the best life, the most money, and everybody? Me. How many? We ask right now, you listening? Give a show of hands. How many of y'all would like more money? Every hand goes up.
You got to do it.
How many of y'all would like to be in the best health of your life? Everybody hands go up. But how many of y'all are putting in that type of effort to get to that level? Everybody hand don't go up.
I'm gonna know right.
That. Yeah, so it's the action that so many people have the ability to take, but they're scared to take for whatever reason. So those people who do take action, they actually embark on a lonely journey. A journey where people aren't cheering for them because they don't understand what it means and what it feels like to actually go in spite of your fear.
Can I piggyback on your wisdom?
Yes, sir.
First and foremost, bro, that the wherewithal for that in this conversation we're having, bro, is simply amazing. Like the energy that I'm getting from this conversation is just another opportunity to be inspired to continue to grow and continue to roll with the runners. We're around some great gentlemen. Be present is what I want to, not be present. Be mindful of the presence as well when you're running with the runners. I recently on Memorial Day got invited to come kick it at a friend's house that I've met through another activity, physical activity. And so over there, I look up like, everybody here vegan. I've been talking about being vegan. Everybody here like plant-based, so like they got information and knowledge on. I'm like, wow, okay, curating the space. A lot of conversations happen within. It was a person that shared like, dang, I had never had like a cool relationship with like a whole bunch of black people. And they were just going on and on about the prior experiences, right? But I was just like, can we pause for a second and be aware, like look around what's happening? You're around a whole bunch of cool black people. How did you start running with the runners?
Mm.
You became actionable. You started surrounding yourself with people that you thought that would be cool, and you actually are making friends now.
Mhm.
I started to surround myself with people that are making plant-based decisions. I started running with that crowd.
Yep.
My man's lost, I don't know how much weight, but bro, look good. And it's gonna look better. I look back at videos and be like, bro, we both was, man, what's going on?
Word up.
We found that start line and we started running with those runners. We knew what was going on. Be aware. Be aware that you have to be honest. After you realize, okay, I'm broke. After you realize, man, I'm out of shape. Because those people that's gonna motivate you, they might end up reminding you. You know what I'm saying? Imagine going out there running a marathon, people bully you. You're not gonna finish like that. I'm trying to tell you. And so what I'm saying is, when I was honest with myself, even the haters didn't matter because I understood the mission. A hater comment to get to you if you ain't already Eminem them. Yes, yeah. I live in a trailer park. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, and what? So what? I know this about myself, honest with myself. Now I know my goal and my direction and my plan now. All that, it don't matter. So I'm saying that to say how that correlates with running with the runners. You start with that self-honesty, then you become aware, and then you start moving. You don't even realize, like, what? I'm in this crowd, I'm in this space. The doors will open, but it's just that decision of doing the thing that is going to increase those averages on those pies. I'm so adamant about it.
Yeah.
I'm so adamant because it's important. Like you just said, how many people want to make more money? Yes, everybody. How many people want to look better?
Everybody.
There's a prerequisite
How
requirement.
many
For
people want a
those
great
things.
marriage, great relationship? How many people want to be good parents?
Work.
Everybody. But how many of y'all
work?
Look at your YouTube suggestions.
But how many people would even willing to do that though? Send through a whole information, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that I'll name it as this. And this is my personal experience, and these are these gems that we want to share with our audience. It wasn't until I was honest with myself, and it wasn't until I started to take actionable steps when the door started to blaze open. You may want something and desire something and may not even know it's there because, first of all, you're not even present enough. And then it's there when you are present because you just thought it was gonna come in the way you thought it was gonna come. You running with the runners. Now it's more intention that can become that comes behind that too. And it only gets better, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. You know, you brought up the I wanted to bring the point to, like, hey, don't forget. So the first step is don't be a hater. You know what I'm saying? Because if you hating, that means you focused on something external. You need to be focused on internal. That person that's running is an internally motivated person. Oof. They got something in them that's motivating them. You looking outward and you mad. If you look inward, you could do the work. So and for the runner, let's say we talking about the people who hating, right? You with the runners. Guess who you're not hearing? Talk. The walkers. Those who stop, those conversations are back there. Those conversations are miles away. And the longer you run, the further those conversations will be away. And I don't mean that you won't run into people who you can't trust or you dislike, but we talking about haters. We talking about people who are not on your, who don't want to see you get to where you trying to get to, and they want to talk down on you. You know what I'm saying? To try to discourage you or try to put something out in the energy in the universe is not conducive to your well-being. That's what they back there. You keep running. And it might get lonely in certain little spurts, but you'll catch up to the runners. You know what I'm saying? So for the haters who are, I'm gonna call them the walkers. Ooh. So for the walkers, the reason why I'm going to automatically call the walkers haters is because you are externally focused. And that means that you're looking at things and you're so emotionally connected to these things that whether it be like gossip or talking about other people who talk about other people are not successful unless they do it for a career. No, I don't even mean to cut your wisdom, brother. I would say, let's not even give walkers that title.
Let's give the non-doers, the people that haven't even get
Right, this is the kids. The kid gonna be on this. So I'm just thinking about. I'm thinking about all the good walking out there that's happening
because you're still moving.
Yeah.
You know, that's just my perspective. And I would shout out to Girl Checker, my lady walking. But I wasn't even thinking of that. I was just thinking like,
well, let's say the stand stillers.
The stand stillers. And you got something to say. That's like being in the beginning of everybody take off. You like, oh, I changed my mind. How dare you have the audacity to have a comment on something that you know a little bit about, but you didn't go through.
These people are sitting in the house all day. They talking right now. There are people, man, who talk shit about you having this shirt unbuttoned. They talking 100%. Shit about me wearing glasses in the studio. They talking, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. They talking whatever they're saying. Guess who not hearing?
The runners.
And the moment we start to give in, that's why I respect athletes who say, I don't even watch that stuff, man. Because at the same time, like, what is that doing for me?
You're human, and it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your bottom line.
Yep. You still going to get emotional when somebody says, what they say about me? Hey, first of all, don't even tell me what they said about me. Because they talk crazy about some of the most for all the successful people that I admire in places that I want to be. What a common thread is people talking crazy.
You made a great point. You talked about people that it's gonna get lonely. It was a point on this marathon where I got lonely because I told you I got separated from the bros. I didn't know where they was. We tried to call each other the phone, don't work, nothing.
You gotta keep rolling.
Gotta keep rolling. I kept rolling. I ran into Michael. We both limping on mile 22. We get to 22. Now we got encouragement. We got the home stretch. 23. Boom. We get to 25. We see family. We see friends. We moving. You run with the runners, you experience those things, and those doors will blaze open.
Run with the runners.
Run with the runners.
Do a self-assessment as we start to wind down. Give it up, give it to me. Self-assessment is really important. Being honest with ourselves, understanding where we are, because you might be running in one area and walking in another, or standing still in another area. And we all are, you know what I mean? So it's not about being perfect, but it is about self-improvement, getting better. We know if you're listening to this show, you care about those things. If you are part of the den, you know that those are things you've already committed to. So run with the runners. If you don't feel like you're running in a certain area, you can train. And you can be running, and you will attract the other runners.
Please end us on a powerful salute, bro.
1, 2, 3.
Salute.